All right. So first of all, I would like for you to introduce yourself, your
Okay.
name, and tell me what you've done.
All right. My name is Charles Rambo, Rambo, actual last name since birth.
Okay.
I am a 30-year veteran of the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, where I have real-world experience in law enforcement, corrections, judicial process investigations, tactical intelligence investigations, including academy instruction.
Okay. So in those positions, did you deal a lot with mass incarceration of Black women?
Yes, I dealt with mass incarceration not only of Black women, but particular, as we called it during the New Jack Swing era.
Okay.
Mindful that I started my career in 1989, so that was at the height of the whole drug war. That was the trigger behind the mass incarceration.
Okay.
In that mass incarceration, we had a jail that was designed for 2,100 inmates, and we wind up housing close to 3,900 inmates.
Oh, wow. So what were the conditions like in the jail during that time?
Well, keep in mind, we had just moved from out of a facility called 1165 Jefferson Street.
Okay.
That was the jail that was built in the 50s.
Okay.
In that, it housed 700 inmates, but had close to 1,500 inmates crammed inside of horrid conditions, so much that the federal government issued a consent decree for the jail to straighten itself out before they would eventually take it into receivership.
I know that a lot of times the Black women, they're not only in charge of the household, they have kids. And so when they end up going to jail, it's impacting not just them, it's impacting families, you know. Oftentimes when a man goes to jail, you know, it's impacting the family, but not in a way because the woman is the support system. So, you know, how as a Black community do we make these changes to prevent that? Would mental health counseling, do you feel like that's needed? Instead of sending women off to jail, you teach them or put them inside some type of program? Like, what do you feel would help stop this epidemic from occurring?
I have to support, but then I have to give you the caveats of some of the things that you just stated.
Okay.
Number one is the mental health of our community as a whole
Right.
is on the increase.
Right.
One of the units that I did supervise was the taking of custody of mentally ill persons from off of the street, from homes, wherever they were. If we had a court order, we had to go and get them. And a lot of our people, in particular, were drug dependent and alcoholics.
Right.
With that, we would take them to Georgia Regional, or we would take them to the Behavioral Assessment Center off of Briarcliff Road, or we would take them in different places, but they too now have become overcrowded, having to serve
Right.
a regional district of DeKalb, Fulton, Cobb, so forth, so on.
Right.
So now officers have gotten to the point of being frustrated about standing in line to have their person taken in the intake portions of these areas. And what they do is now they just take them and bring them to jail under a quality of life type of crime.
Right.
You know, loitering, urinating on the sidewalk or what have you. The article that I sent you showed that there were many women there at the Union City Jail who were in jail on very low bonds.
Right.
Who cares about these women that nobody has come to bail out?
Right.
So
$500.
$500.
Yeah.
That's almost $50 at a bonding company,
Right.
or enough for a judge to say, this right here belongs inside of a mental health facility. We're dropping the charges because we see the stem of the problem wasn't the criminal behavior. The stem of the problem was the mental health.
Right.
So now you get just as many women who are now packing out jails, you know, essentially, you know, a loss of faculty about themselves to be able to do for themselves,
Right.
a loss of faculty to do for their families or what have you. It is just driving everybody damn crazy.